only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
One word to describe East Hartford Public Schools is exhilarating.
Family.
Diverse.
Compassionate.
The word I'd use to describe our schools is community.
Supportive.
Passionate.
Proud.
Inspiring.
Connected.
Inviting.
Committed.
No matter where you go, no, you're not alone. I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
I think the one thing that has the most meaning to myself and my girls is the relationships that they have with their teachers. They've always seen them as more than just a student or a grade. They see them as Sage and Quinn and as actual people.
I've always tried my best to make sure that she has the opportunity, she's able to do, she's able to try, she's able to explore the world. East Hartford brings it all into the one building and makes it comfortable, it supports her through each one of those transitions.
Through all these years, the recognition that my child has been receiving in every step of the way has been wonderful. It has created a self-esteem and a pride.
I think most importantly that they matter. They are a major contributor to these kids that they are seeing every day. They are mentors. These kids will remember them, and it's important for them to be good role models and be supportive of them.
The teachers in Silver Lane and the middle school are completely invested in the children. They will go above and beyond to help their students to be the best that they can be.
No, you're not alone. I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
A moment where I knew I made a difference was about 4 years ago when I had a student come from Manchester, and he had an extremely hard time in his past years at school. He didn't want to be here. He didn't want to wake up every day to come. He had a hard time staying in the classroom because of his behaviors, and I sat on the floor with him probably every day for a month, trying to tell him he could do this. And by the end of the school year, he was getting B's on all of his work. He wanted to come to school every day. He was excited to be here. He had minimal referrals. He ended up moving again back to Manchester, and I heard from one of his teachers later on, and she said that he was flying through middle school. He was so happy, and that finally he had found success in education. And that is a moment I will always remember.
One time when I made a difference in one of my students was I had a difficult student in class, and I wasn't really sure if I was making an impact in his life, but he wrote me a handwritten note and hid it on my desk, and I came across it one day, and it just brought tears to my eyes knowing that what I was doing mattered.
Well, I received a letter last week in my mailbox from one of my volleyball players. He had an assignment on, what was something that impacted him in his high school career, and he said that I was someone who had changed his life. He was able to turn his grades around, and now he's graduating. He's actually got a scholarship to play volleyball.
About 5 years ago, I had a new arrival from El Salvador. He was beginning 5th grade and was not a fluent reader in his native language. And that was one of our focus that year. And I remember in the spring of that year, as he was completing 5th grade, he was taking the DRA test in Spanish and stopped in the middle of it and said, "Do you remember when I couldn't do this at the beginning of the year? And look what I'm doing now. And I'm also reading in English, Mrs. Cosme." That's when I knew I had a big impact on him.
Just run into my arms. I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing